what's up everyone? Sierra Romero here with the 32 Approach. It's Friday night in downtown St. Pete. Our winner, Josephine, just flew in with her dad from Texas. They are going to be meeting us here for a nice dinner at Stillwater Tavern. We're going to talk about anything and everything that she needs, anything we can do to help her. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait to show you guys what we have in store for her this weekend.
How do you deal with pressure?
For me, if I'm not hitting or doing whatever I need to do in the box, you know, you can easily get in your head and feel the pressure of I need to perform, otherwise someone's going to jump in and take my spot. Instead, I kind of twist it and flip it, and I'm like, I'm the best one. I deserve to be here because I do X, Y, and Z. And I kind of go back to my roots. Like, I know that I've done everything I need to do, so I have no reason to feel that pressure because I'm going to perform that. And I could go 0 for 5. I'm still thinking that. Like, I'm going to get a home run my next at bat. Like, I'm still thinking I'm going to hit it on the freeway.
What do you think causes a slump?
So from a young age, my dad's always told me that that was like not a thing. He's like, that's just what people say to like have an excuse for why they're playing poorly. So one, I don't believe in them. I'll never say that I'm in a slump. I think the biggest thing that I'll say is that like I'm not seeing the ball well. But like when I'm not seeing the ball well, I hit off the machine. So a machine I think is like the best, worst thing ever. I don't know really any athlete that loves hitting off the machine. I don't love hitting off the machine. It just helps me a ton because the machine makes me look dumb. Like it makes me look like I can't hit. It makes me look like I don't know what I'm doing. And I like that because it's gonna expose whatever in that moment I absolutely suck at. And then I recognize, okay, you need to work on this. Throw that pitch there 100 more times and keep hitting it. Even if you swing and miss at every single one, you're gonna make contact with something. Like there's times where Summers has been feeding me a ball and it could be a foul ball that I hit and I'll say to him like, no, I like that. If you put your game into, I'm only good if I hit, then softball's gonna be like not fun for you because majority of the time you're not gonna hit. Sometimes we forget how hard it is just to get one hit in a game. The worst thing you can do is stop swinging. Once you stop swinging, I mean, you've lost.
There'll be times we're out there for hours, right? Like, remember the time at the field? Kept fouling off. Like, why can't I get to that? Why aren't I quick? Like, why can't I get to that? And then we, like, get a radar gun on, and it's, like, 78 miles an hour.
But here I was literally dang, I really can't hit today. Like, what is going on?
So it's like, obviously, there's no way you would ever do that. Like, the whole thing is making your practice a lot harder than you'll ever face in the game. Like, it's cliche to say that, a lot of people do, but like, do you really make your practice? I think the machine was a cheat code for you this year though too, because like, you're just seeing that velo and it's just killing you. Like, you're every single day. So I remember when you showed up, you're like your first couple at bats, like you hit a double off the wall, hit a homer, like just ready. Like in your first couple weeks, you were like there. You're like the best player in the league.
Hey, what's up everyone? Last night we had dinner with Josephine and her dad in downtown St. Pete. We had really good conversation. They're great people. Today they're gonna come in, we're gonna give her swag bag, then we're gonna hit. We'll head to the field for some defense. I'm sure we'll stop for a smoothie in between and then we'll call it a wrap for the day. But we're excited to get after it. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what's in her bag. So she's got the New Balance duffel, got her some New Balance slides, got her some turfs. I'm sure she's probably gonna end up wearing these today. Nice little hoodie. It should get cold eventually in Florida, but definitely gonna get cold at some point in Texas. She's got her SR32 glove from Rawlings. Shout out to Rawlings. Then we got my custom G-form guard that's actually not out yet. It'll be out, I think, in January. So be on the lookout for that at Dick's Sporting Goods. And then she also got the new Mantra Plus bat that's being shipped to her house. So all this stuff just for being great and being on the 32 Approach app and doing what she needs to do every single day. I'm excited to give it to her. This is a really cool opportunity for both me and Summers, and it's gonna be a lot of fun today. So before we start, I'm gonna let you just kind of go through your swag bag in case there's anything that you want to wear today. When you're starting out with warming up with hitting and stuff, what do you usually do first? Like, what are your big things?
I usually start with extension.
Extension?
Probably on the outside, and then I go down the middle and then inside.
Okay. So right now you see how the ball's spinning down? So like after you make contact, everything right now, unless it's going up straight, that's backspin, everything else is spinning down this way. That's why it's got that like little rainbow effect going down. When you're landing, you're pushing through your front side instead of resisting back. So you can stay behind the ball and swing. When you start to go here, that's what causes the swing to roll over. You're gonna have that down spin. So try to lock out a little bit more with your front leg. Think about going tight in here, and your barrel will end up squaring it up. There you go.
Tight in there like my knob.
That, whatever you need to think. So if you need to think knob, like for me, I personally think like getting my elbow, like letting my elbow travel inside. I don't really think knob, I think elbow. But if it helps you to think knob, think knob. Like those last ones you just hit were good. So whatever you were thinking, I would keep that.
Okay.
As long as your front side is resisting you from going forward, that's what's key, because then you'll be able to adjust. So if you're facing a pitcher and you're looking in and got fooled away, you can still hit that. Or if you got a change up, you still have enough power in your legs because you are resisting. Oh shoot, it's change up. You just sink down even more to adjust. You still have all that power behind you.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm just swinging now.
You're swinging? Yeah, let's ride.
Just a couple. If you have any questions at all, like about my swing or anything you're seeing, feel free to ask.
You don't pick up your foot at all?
Just slightly. It's just a slight little heel kind of pickup. I used to have the open stance, but I just noticed that I wasn't on time consistently. I still got on time, but I felt like in games I was wasting pitches, like pitches that should be hits. I was fouling them off because I just wasn't getting on time soon enough in an at-bat. So I started messing around last season, or before last season, in here off of machine. I started just messing around with this, and occasionally I like might kind of step like that, but that's like the most I'm gonna do. That's the most you're gonna see from me is gonna be this or like that. I went away from the open stride just because I wasn't getting on time consistently enough. That was kind of like my big adjustment going into this last season, just because I got beat a lot on the inside pitch my first year back and playing for AU. So like I've always been somebody who can hit obviously like middle, but I like loved outside. Didn't mind it at all. I still liked inside, but I felt like my best balls hit were my away pitches. And of course, I knew that they were probably going to come inside because I tore my left knee. So usually as a hitter or like somebody who has like an injury like that, people know you're going to be very like scared of that knee. So of course they came in because I would go, like I would immediately think they were going to hit my knee that had just, you know, taken 3 years to heal. It's like my thing I'm trying to protect. And so I would almost be like backing out, but also trying to swing. And so I got beat there a lot. So this past year I was like, one, I need to not be scared to get hit there. Two, I need to like just react. Not think like get out the way, like just know that my body's gonna react and get out the way if I really need to. But I needed to trust my hands to really allow myself to turn hard on that inside pitch, because I practice so much staying inside the ball. Sometimes on the inside pitch, I do that too much to an extent. Like if I get an inside pitch in the game, I don't literally need to hit it middle away, but I practice that here. But in a game, as soon as I recognize it's inside, I want my hands to just turn and get there. I don't want to try to manipulate it to get it go middle in or middle away. I do that in practice, so then that way in game I can just allow myself to turn and react. Not bad for I haven't hit much lately. I've been really just working out, not gonna lie. I'm excited too for us to work out tomorrow because you're gonna be able to feel this like a lot more. The biggest thing, it's really not the hands that are the biggest, it's probably your front side that's the biggest, because you just lose yourself. And once you start to lose yourself here, whatever that pitch is it's just gonna be hard to adjust. We never want our weight back here. We never want our weight out front. So we wanna be pretty much stacked on the inside of our thighs. And we wanna make sure that when we land, like all the pressure I feel right now is all from like this half of my foot in. I don't feel anything on the outside half because I'm pushing myself back. But what's funny is as I'm pushing myself back, this is pushing me forward. So it's kind of like that rubber band effect of like I'm waiting to like let loose so I can just kind of whip through the zone. So I'm not pushing back to the point where I'm like falling over on my foot. I'm allowing that resistance to be pushing against it at the same time, which is like what he's doing. And that's a lot of what we work on with like jammers, med ball, like even that one we did, what's that one we did yesterday where we like did the holds?
hold.
We did the ISO holds, like that's kind of the same thing. We'll go up against a wall and we'll literally just like feel like all this and how it's supposed to feel when we hit. Yep, and then push. Yep, that's good. So like do that and then hold and really press. And when you're pressing, activate your core, still tighten up your legs and then release. I would mess with this a lot, like on your own. You could literally do it at your house. You could go up to a wall, put your foot there just to hold you back and just think of like doing that every single time and like pushing yourself back, right? Not like, don't get like down here, but it's just boom, push myself back so I'm making that contact behind the ball. Because I think a big thing, especially at your age, is going to be feel. Like you want to feel exactly what things are supposed to feel like so you can adjust and fix it. Because if you don't know, like you can't fix it then.
Yeah.
You know? Like when we're doing the med ball series, the worst thing you could do if you're doing the med ball series on the app is go here and that's not athletic, that's not how you swing, that's not softball specific. If you're watching the video and you're watching how he's telling me to do it and how I'm actually performing it, I'm here and everything is back, just like my swing. So like that one was pretty low, and on that one it was just here. I didn't have to really go down to get it, it wasn't dropping off on me, but I was down, but I could feel my back knee down, and I felt very much behind that ball. So that's like how you'll get to that low pitch. So like one thing I'll do too, I almost got fooled on that pitch, even though it's just front toss, because I was about to be so quick to just whip through the ball. The second that pitch came outside, for me, I know that my fix to that is just to get to extension. Getting to extension on the outside pitch, that's all I need to do to get a base hit, and the ball still hit the fence or go over. So that's why sometimes on my finish, you'll see me go, and it's like I let go of the ball or the bat, because that's me trying to really get that extension going, because I realized, oh shoot, outside pitch. Whew, okay, I need a break. I'm dying. So with the heavy bat, you're gonna really need your legs because of that being heavy. So focus on those legs driving and then strong upper half, like hard through the zone. Because otherwise it's gonna feel very slow because of the heaviness.
Okay.
There you go. Now on this next one, when he throws it hopefully low and away again, all I want you to do is same thing, right? Let it travel deep, but take your knees down and then boom, get behind that ball. You'll just get it slightly elevated a little bit more, and that might be line drive to the wall or at the wall or over.
Mhm.
There it is.
So that's, you barely just got down. Just a little more. And that's the difference between a line drive ground ball to an actual line drive to the wall. Good. Oh yeah, we'll end on that one. That was like 5.
I sunk.
No, you did sink. You sunk right down to it, and that was exactly what we want, which is that elevated line drive. That was good though. Good job. I feel like that was a really good round. Like you really made a lot of adjustments. Now that you're becoming more into like your own person as an athlete, you can listen to anything and everything that somebody says, but it doesn't mean you need to do it, right? You can still be respectful and be like, yep, okay. But if that doesn't like serve you in like a good way and it's not gonna make you better, you don't need to do it. So the big thing too is like when you're working with somebody, if you don't understand something they're saying, ask them to if they can explain it in a different way. Like, is there a different way you can explain it because I'm not fully understanding? Because that's my thing with hitting. We should always like conform to the athlete, because you're not going to move the same way I can move, and I can't move the same way that you move. Like, you might be more flexible in your hips, I might be more flexible in my upper half, so I can get to a certain ball differently than you do. So I might have to teach you a way to get there that's different than how I do, because of maybe how flexible we are, because everyone's body's different. They flew out from Texas, so.
Jeez.
And then she's gonna do the goat.
You gonna do the goat?
We'll start with just short hops, just literally get set here, and then we'll just toss back and forth short hops like that to each other.
Whenever you're doing backhand, do you pull up or do you push out?
Push out.
Okay.
So the big thing is, because if you pull up, you start to risk, if that ball takes a hop and it doesn't actually hop and it stays down in the dirt, if you go to it and you pull up, it's going right by you. We like the push out technique, because if the hop is a bad hop, it's kind of like you're moving through it, but also if you do mess up, the idea is that you mess up and the ball stays in front of you. Because if the ball's in front of you, you can easily go grab it, barehand it, figure out where the play is. The second that thing gets by you, it's now in no man's land, and the outfielder's got to run in to help you out. So always try to work through it everywhere. Even forehand, everything is working through the ball, front to back. Think of these as like your everyday. Okay, so I'll roll it right to you. I'm gonna watch how you approach a ball right to you. I'll roll it to your forehand and your backhand, and I'm gonna watch your footwork and the way that you angle yourself. So once you field it, all I wanted to do, just keep it simple, nice, smooth. Field the ball, get set like you're throwing it first, and then just maybe either toss the ball back to me, put it in a pile, and then walk back. Give yourself like that walk back to rest, and I'll wait for you to get set and we'll do some more, okay? Think of this as nice little agility training. The goal is like to show balance. So we want to practice having good control and balance with our legs, our core. So we're able to hold for a sec, hop. Here, hold for a sec, and then from here, then we react on the last one. Good, way to stay down. So we'll start here, and we can I'll tell them to hit it to our backhand or our forehand. So I just want us to be in this good position, and I want us to have a nice low heart crossover to the ball. And we'll do a couple backhand, a couple forehand, and we'll move on to the next. Good. Go, go. Yeah. Good. Just like hitting, you know how we talk about getting behind your face and everything behind the ball? Think of the same thing with defense on that backhand. If your face is up here, it's going to be a little bit harder to read the hop. So I know it sounds weird because you're like, wait, take my face down to the ball, but it does help, and your glove is there to protect you. So like on that backhand, get down low and get right there. So because then when you're there, you'll react. Good. Go get it, go get it. Good. Anytime I'm hitting ground balls, I always think that you can field like here to here. Yeah. But then I'm out there and I'm like, no shot. Go. Yes, good. All that was you staying low. You were here, everything was low. That's why a lot of times, like with some of the stuff we do in workouts, we'll like work on being able to, whether it's me stretching here, like I've seen Juice do it, like he'll walk in these positions. It's important to be able to be mobile there, because when you go to field a ground ball, you're low. Like you're literally, my knees are almost at the ground and you're running kind of full speed. So you being able to do that helps you cover way more ground. Players that are the best infielders are the players who make those plays look really easy. Sure, everybody wants to give props to the person who's diving and making all the crazy looking plays, but to me, if like you're making hard plays look easy, that's not an easy thing to do. So if like you're able to just get there and make the play look routine, to me that's, I mean, it's cool if you make a cool play, you know, nice spin play, that's always fun, but like if I don't have to and I can just get the for sure out and it look good, like nice and clean, I'll take that.
All right, so this is what we got first. Now we're gonna slide back and you're gonna come up around, make a moon, and then come back. Now, the next one, you're gonna go up, big toe, up and out, and you're gonna try to come as far as you can. So it's sliding low, pressing into the ground, and then off of the slider. Let's go 5 each side, all right?
Oh, man.
Next one, 90-90 hip right here. Chest nice and stacked. We're gonna be in this 90-90 degree position. Then we're just gonna flip our hips. It's pretty good. Ichiros, we're gonna go figure 4, arms out to the side, come back. Hit 10 of these each side, all right? All right, we'll go orange mini band series here. All right, so these are called pigeon pumps. This is one of my favorite to start for movement prep, just to unlock the hip a little bit. So we're gonna rotate and pull ourselves down into it. You're gonna go 10 pumps. This is one of my favorite deceleration drills, kind of what we were doing at the field the other day, like learning how to hinge in a good position without the knee caving. This is VCO, and this is on the app as well, so you probably have done it. But we're gonna set up these cones, we're gonna set up 6 of them, and at each cone, we're gonna stick it, learn to stop our momentum. We're gonna do that for a couple times, and then we're gonna go through it where we're reacting. So it's learning to change direction the proper way, basically. So force absorption and force production. Okay, so this is a bottom-up med ball series that's gonna directly transfer over to the timing and sequencing that your body should have in the swing. The goal is to pry back. So start in like this position athletically, and then pry backwards and turn. So you want to use the front ground to kind of send you back during this drill. Yeah.
That was good.
Good.
That's a good one. You can tell too with like the direction and the velocity of the ball. Like when you're spinning off, the ball kind of floats this way because your body's going so quick that way. You're trying to get it to go forward. The ones that are hard through the wall, you're like everything is in sync and going.
So here, and my head's staying back as I turn. And if I put this bat right here, she's gonna stay behind that bat with her head and just rotate up and under.
So like on this part, go slow. Try not to like just go here and then get up and go quick. Really focus on the hinge so you can really feel like you would feel getting into that back side of the coil when you're hitting.
See how she's back? Head doesn't move much. That's torque. This is creating torque. So do your toe tap, leg kick, whatever it may be. We're landing in our launch position. And from here, we're gonna try to end up with this knee down on this ball with our front knee locked out. So it's gonna be pop, pop. So bang, snap, money.
So on that one, you're kind of standing straight up, kind of like think about what we talked about yesterday when we were hitting. We don't want you to just stay here up top and just be more upper half. You need to be full body and a lot more lower half. So sink, have your open stance. You're gonna load, drive, and let yourself drive down into your knee just so you can feel what it feels like when the base and everything is working. Good. And the reason why we want to do that is because we want you to get used to be able to like working low. If you just stay up, it's going to be really hard to hit low and in, low and out, anything drop, anything change that's falling off. You have to be able to protect that lower half of the zone. Anything up, unless they start throwing a rise ball for a strike, you don't have to worry about it. Because that position right there still allows you to hit a fastball up. Go ahead and do it one more time and hold.
Hold.
Like right after you throw it, hold and stay there. Hold, stay, stay, stay. Like see how balanced you are? Yeah. Like that's what you want. Like if you, go ahead and stand. If you are in this position that you were before and you were just straight up and spinning, I could literally come over to you and push you and you're going to fall over and I just have to tap you. If you're in this strong base, you're gonna be able to hold. You're gonna wiggle, but you're gonna be able to hold while I'm pushing you.
Now, let's put it all together. Just like a swing. But subconsciously be aware of what we've been doing, trying to build the right mechanics of it. So we worked bottom up. So now, in a swing, when we land, we're going. So it'll be bat, whatever, I do a leg kick, and staying back.
Like exactly like your swing. So I think the big thing that a lot of people will do is they just want to do what they see everybody else doing on Instagram. Don't do what everybody else does on Instagram. You have to do what makes sense for your swing, right? When I used to have an open stance, yeah, I would go here and I would get there. But now I have more of my closed stance. So it's really just a heel up and I should be able to move aggressively through my stance. So when you go, don't do what I'm doing. Make sure you have your open stance, do everything you would normally do, strong and fire through. Yeah. So like the biggest thing I want you to do, because we talked about this when you were hitting, is practice being aggressive. So go back to your stance. Don't float down. You're gonna float back because that's your timing. So you're here, you're floating back because that's your coil, right? That's when she's going back here. That's when all this happens. All this load and that coil is happening as she gets her arm swing going back. But the second after you do this, everything after that should be fast. So the worst thing you could do would be float and float down. Because as you're floating down, that means that she's released the ball. So that ball's coming at least 60 something miles an hour. You can't be floating down with something coming that fast as you're trying to react to it. So when you load and you float back, as soon as it's time, like imagine seeing a pitcher and she's now released it, you gotta be hard. So hard step down. There you go. Think you're being slow to then aggressive. Boom, yep, react. It's just gonna avoid you missing pitches that should be crushed. But when you go slow back and slow down, you're gonna foul off a pitch that maybe was right down the middle and you're like, wow, I should have hit that over the fence. It's usually because you weren't ready for it. You didn't get down in time. Good.
So 2 lifts we're gonna do today. First one, a gold standard in our program, which allowed her to have the success that she did, is building single leg strength or unilateral strength. This is something that you need because of that knee valgus caving in consistently. So if we build that single leg strength like we have been through the app, but if we build that, you're gonna reap the rewards of it and it's gonna clean up everything else that we do, like the jumping and landing. So we're gonna do a Bulgarian split squat, we call it. However, we're gonna learn to accept force. You gotta learn how to accept force before you can produce it. So we're gonna go down nice and slow, hold that bottom position, and then explode up. And do for today, since we're doing a total body lift, we're also gonna teach you how to dumbbell bench press the right way. Again, we're gonna learn how to accept that force. All right, so first one, let's set up the Bulgarian. Right here. Good anatomical position with our chest up. Rotate the dumbbells out to place us in that good posture position. From here, we're gonna throw back foot on this pad and we're gonna hook ourselves into that pad. Now we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, kiss, and explode up, keeping that chest nice and back.
Good. That's good. Like if you've had any type of knee issues or your knees hurt, even if you haven't had knee surgery, you need to get comfortable in that position where this knee is literally going out past your toe. You can hear my knee clicking every time I go down. That just never goes away. But it just goes right over, and I got to be able to come out from this position, even though my knee is over my toe, and go straight up. That was like a biggest thing for me, like figuring that out, and it took away knee pain. Because I have knee pain in my right knee, which is my good knee, but that's just normal wear and tear. But you have to be able to move well in those positions because we're in them all the time for softball. So like when I was learning to accept force with my knee, when I started there, like it was not pretty. Like I would jump, I would be falling over. I felt like very unathletic for where I've been at in my career. Like I couldn't do that stuff. Same thing with the Bulgarian split squats. I could not go down slow without being like, literally my knee was all over the place shaking, and I definitely could not get up out of it quickly. I was very much like slow down, and then I'd be like trying to power it through. Now it's like I feel more stable in each leg, which is crazy because I never thought I'd feel that on the left side. So I can like go down slow and still boom, push up out. Now it's not going to be quick every time depending on how much weight I have on there, but I'm moving it like efficiently, you know? So I think that's one of the big things that's going to help you because a lot of girls your age haven't done some of this single leg stuff, and we need it because like I said, our hips are different. Like he's talking about with the way our knees cave too. Like we want to make sure we're protected when we're playing any type of sport.
All right, now dumbbell bench, same idea as the split squat. We're lowering nice and slow. Pressing up. We want those elbows right around 45 degrees. We don't want them flared out. We don't want them super tucked. We want them tracking right about 45 degrees. So think about this handle on the jammer. This thing's money. This degree of handle is kind of where we want our dumbbells.
It's like that rubber band, like that elastic feeling of like resisting, I'm pulling against the rubber band, and then I'm shooting it out forward. That is where you really start to build muscle, is when you're able to do that. The people that you're seeing that are just like repping that out, that's not doing much. You're moving it fast, but you're not really building much of that muscle that you're trying to build. If you can really slow down and hold it all controlled and then fire out, you're going to build that muscle quick.
Good. Maintain that consistent angle. Press.
Good.
Go ahead, hit 5 more reps here. Nice and slow. Pause. Nice.
And you can use the floor to power through. That's why he's saying, like, use that base, like, push
Yep.
through your heels.
So now what we're going to do is a little accessories. 2 exercises, again, lower body, upper body. So we're going to do a Nordic curl on the GHD here. So we're going to start with our chest up. We're going to squeeze everything in the posterior, so behind us. We're going to squeeze our hamstrings and we're going to squeeze our butt together. I like to say like you're trying to crack a walnut between your butt cheeks. From here, we're going to maintain a good linear position with the upper half. We're going to lower nice and slow. All that tension's in our hamstrings. We're going to straighten out and stop. From here, we're going to contract, come up.
Oh, yeah.
Good. So the whole thing with the Nordic and everything is this lowering portion, especially in our program right now. You're going to come up. Nice. Hold, 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 hold. Shoot out, shoot out. Straight legs. Hamstrings are on, go. There it is, you feeling that now? Hit 5 more. Not bad. All right, so now we're gonna go a lat pull down. How I like to do lat pull downs, especially with inexperienced athletes, is reaching, so protracting, and then learning to retract and pull. So we're lengthening and strengthening, not just packing the shoulder. So we're gonna pick a safe weight here on a cable at your gym. We're gonna go half kneeling, right? And we're gonna do that. Chest is gonna be here. We're gonna protract, so reach and retract and pull. So reaching and pulling, reaching and pulling. Nice and strict here.
I thought, what giveaway? I had no idea I had won a giveaway. I feel like the app just takes you to the next level. It's the work that you're doing in college, and I feel like if you want to be ahead when you get to college, that's what you need to download. I needed a program that I could stick to and get the right work I needed.
You know, she and I work, pretty much, on all her extra stuff that she's doing besides her select ball stuff. It's just she and I just don't have the background to be able to get her the information that she needed. So I found something that had the workout stuff and the hitting all in one. It was just invaluable to us.
Because when I see all my other teammates on my select ball, I feel like they don't have as good as a routine as I have on the 32 approach. When I first started, I was one of the worst people on my team, and everyone was just so ahead of me, and I was tired of being embarrassed by being one of the worst, so I just decided to lock in and go for it. Changing my mindset definitely helped with my confidence. It's because of the amount of work I put in. The amount of work I put in helped with my confidence because I knew that I was putting the work in and that I would eventually get to where I needed to be.
I think in relationship to the app, what Joey saw was, it's like, wow, there's workouts every day, and there's something to do every day. And I was like, well, this app is for kids, young people who want to go to college, and that's the reality of playing at that level. And I think when she realized, she's like, okay, well, let's go for it.
Game rewards the grind. It knows how much you invested.